Hi everybody, I am Christian and this is Lazy Devs. Welcome to our Pico-8 breakout tutorial. And so today we are, let me load this thing. Oh no, it doesn't work anymore. Oh, I just mistyped. Okay, there's a couple of things that you have to do still. Again, I'm not gonna repeat myself like a broken record, but I will repeat myself like a broken record. We're almost there. So I have some sprites thing happening here. There's some particle decorations that we still have to do. There's some level design that I actually already started a little bit. I will show you how I'm doing level design currently with this game. And there's a bunch of gameplay tweaks. And then, you know, nice to have kind of stuff. It would be nice, but alas, maybe not. Although I'm thinking of actually doing the better collision earlier, because right now if you start this, this level exhibits a very prominent, oh my gosh, look at how awesome this was, a prominent problem with our current collision detection system, and that is sometimes the ball gets stuck in those indestructible blocks. When it hits like the gap between the blocks, sometimes it gets stuck in there. Right now it worked, so it's not quite as important, but I also looked up like a really nice algorithm from somebody else who already made the game in a different language, and I'm kind of eager to try it out. Maybe it's going to be the final boss, so to speak, of our thing. But today, something very nice, sprites. I wanted to show you something. Look at this. So I was thinking about one important thing. This is an image, by the way. It's not yet implemented in our game. I will do this in a second here. But there is something I thought about, like just calling it Breakout is probably not a good idea because there's already the game Breakout. It would be nice if we maybe had a name that is kind of like unique, a little bit more unique. So I added Hero to it, Breakout Hero. I guess that fits very well. So that's something I want to add. I want to add this Hero edition, and that will mean I will have to move some of the lines downstairs. That's okay. And the other thing is, look at this beautiful thing. Okay, first of all, this is something we want to maybe do today. These are like sprites, and those sprites, you know, there are sprites for the ball and the sprites for, this is the kind of like the wrecking ball. As you can see, I just added some shading to the ball, to the normal ball, and here I think like it's good for the mega ball to be like this wrecking ball. I added a red outline because the power up that you pick up is red, and then maybe I will make the particles even red as well, like completely red, because right now they're fading to black, and I think making just completely all the way red would be kind of nice. And then I chose to make like this very simple gray paddle. I had initially I had like red ends, which I think the original Arkanoid paddle, or is it Arkanoid? I think it's, or either way, I'm not sure. Some of the Breakout clones have a paddle that has like these endings which have red colors, but when I did this, it was a bit too crazy. I think a very important thing, something that actually somebody commented on when I posted my recent posted some juiciness tutorials, was like, oh, juiciness, I don't know. Juiciness is a good way to make the game very badly readable, and I agree. Like this is always like a very important balance that you need to strike, and something I also mentioned in my tutorial back then as well. Like you need to be really careful about what kind of effects, what kind of visuals you're adding, because it's very easy to overload your audience, and especially in Pico-8 where the color palette is so restricted and it's so easy to make like this incredibly noisy graphics. So I chose, like, I think I'm gonna go with like this very reduced, simple paddle. And one more thing I actually thought about, because the pills didn't really seem so great compared to the rest of the blocks. So somebody actually is doing R-type remake right now in the Pico-8 community, and they're posting updates on Twitter. And I saw they made like some really nice pickups, and so I thought I'm going to use the same technique they're using to make like these gems appear. So there's like the shading on the opposite side, so to speak. Like with the ball, the shading is on the right bottom side, so you kind of like have like a shadow. But with these gems, the shading is on the top left side. Yeah, so it's darker on the top left side, so it seems like a glass bead. And I thought because right now currently if you look at our pills, they look very flat, and which, oops, maybe I should turn off the, so right now the pills look very flat, and I feel the letters don't really work that well. Especially like B and M is like very, I don't think the letters are necessary. So I think we can just color code them, especially since now we have the sashes flying in. Good. Okay, so real quick, maybe I will import it. Should I import it? Let me see, because I have like this version of this thing. Yeah, I can totally import this guy. Okay, so I will import this into Pico-8 first, and then let's see about the rest. Okay. Oh, actually, I didn't show you. What I mean is like the logo with a hero underneath. That's the one I want to import. So let's do this right now. I'm gonna open up the folder, put the sheet in there. Yes, replace all of the things, and then import sheet.png. Oh, nope. Oh, again, this keyboard. I love it. PNG. Okay. Yeah, and there is the hero. Something I need to make sure is that it's not entirely filling the sprite. So I will make this divisible by 8. If I really needed the extra space, I could leave it as it is. But I probably will have a lot of sprites left over, so I don't have to be too much concerned. Maybe at the end, when I'm finished, I will add a really nice Lazy Devs logo animation since I have so much space. Let's see about that. Okay, so this is it. Now the other graphics, as you've seen, the other graphics I don't have like already in the sprite sheet. So I will actually have to open it up in a window next to me and then just redraw them. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Maybe I will fast forward this part because you don't have to like listen to me while I'm doing this. Okay, so be in a second here while I'm recreating those things in a different visual style. Alright, so these are the power-ups already upgraded. I will paint them in a second, but now I also want to copy these the elements that we need for the paddle and for the 2 balls. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so we are done, I think. I think these are all the elements that we needed. So let us start replacing all of the elements by one. First, I think it's important that we set the background color when we draw the pills, that we set the background color to 13, because I couldn't set it to black because the pills now have like this black outline. So let's set the background color to 13. Where are we drawing those? Probably all the way in our draw game function. Pills, there we go. Okay, we already did do some stuff when the pill changes to the pill number 5. This is no longer the case. We now always change the color. So let us do real quick. So 0 is set to false, and what did we say again? I can't remember. 13. Okay. No. Okay. Yes. 13 to true, and then we reset. So this already should make our things, we don't actually have, in this level, we don't actually have any power-ups, so let us draw some power-ups real quick. I don't even, let's try this. Yeah, they look a lot better now. Okay, good. Now, continuing on, I saw that the intro was looking weird, so let's fix that. That's also in a draw function, but in a draw start here. So when we draw the logo, This now has to be 5 sprites high. And when we draw these things, we have to put them further down the line. Let us go like 50 here. And here is going to be 56. Let's try this. Yeah, looks better now. See, now we have like a really nice logo going on here. And now comes the interesting part. Now we're going to try the ball. Which sprite is it? It's sprite number 34. Ah, no, I did not want to do this. Draw, there we go, that's where I want to go. Draw game, draw brick, draw balls, there we go. This is the old way of doing this. So the color of the ball is no longer an important thing. Local ball underscore ball sprite. Ball SPR underscore ball SPR. It's going to be the sprite of the ball. And usually it's going to be 34. But if the mega ball is on, it's not going to be 34, but 35, right? Just making sure. Ball SPR equals 35. 35 Lebowski. And now we have to draw it. Now there's a bit of a problem now because we used to draw the center of the ball at the location of the ball, but now we have to because the sprites are drawn at the top left location. So we have to change this a little bit. So first of all, palt, that's going to be, we have to set the transparent color, which is 1 equals, yes, it is transparent. And then we're going to turn it off again, pal. Now we're going to draw SPR ball sprite. Now comes the X location, so that's going to be ball X. Let's first go ball X and ball Y, and then we're gonna see how much we have to subtract from this. Do we need to add anything else? I think that might be it. So now let's think about this. Let me look at the sprite real quick. So this was 0, 0. This is -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -3. Let's try -3, -3. -3 and -3. Also something important, I made the sprite of the ball, of the actual ball, like 1 pixel away from the edge, because the sprite of the mega ball has like a red red outline, and I want to make sure that you know, they're both kind of like laid on top of each other. So I have like space for the outline for the black ball. There's a problem. There's a plus that is an issue. Oh yeah, should be an equals. Okay, that seems good. Ah, perfect. Oh, love this. Ah, the mega ball was so good. And look how it's rocking out here. Ah. Haha, so good. So good. I haven't actually paid attention to the, maybe I should pay attention to the particles of the mega ball. They're kind of difficult to see because when the mega ball happens, a lot of things happen at the same time. But I'm going to try to pay attention to them more. Oh, this was such a clutch slowdown right now. I would have lost the ball without a slowdown. Oh, there we go. Let's watch out. Oh, actually, I like the particles. I'm not going to change them. They're good. They work well. Okay, so now let us make sure that the pedal also works. Good. Draw brick, balls, pails, pad. There we go. Right now it's just a silly rect fill. We're gonna rectify this. So this time we're gonna use the super sprite. Let me look up the the cheat sheet, because I always forget what you need. Those sheet. Enhanced Pico-8 cheat sheet. Yes, please. I want the enhanced Pico-8 cheat sheet. Oh no, don't do this. View image. Oh my god. So SX source X and source Y. is the first two letters that we want to apply here. So let us draw this part first. So source x is 0 and source y is 16. 0, 16. Then source width and source height. Source width 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And source height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now comes a destination x and destination y. So for the destination for the left part is going to be pretty easy. It's going to be just pad x and pad y, right? There's, by the way, there's one thing I want to maybe fix at some point, where maybe that's now is a good moment. I kind of don't like when it expands. The pad expands, it always expands to the side. So it might be nice to draw the pad in the center. But I feel like collision detection, everything is really tied to this. I don't like this. Maybe not gonna fix this ever. I'm gonna take a look later on when I redo the collision detection. Okay, so pad X and pad Y. And what else do we need? And the other stuff is irrelevant to our concerns. So this is the left part. Now comes the right part. And so that the right part starts at 8, 16. Yes. So now we have to put it at the right edge of the pad. So we're gonna go, the x position is gonna be pad x plus pad width minus 5. Right? So let's see if this works. I'm gonna remove the rect fill here. And of course, very important, the transparent color we have to set to 1 true, and here we have to turn it off again. Palt. Okay, this seems to be working. Let me do the rect fill first, and so I can see when. Oops, there we go. So, come on, man! I just want to make sure that the pixels, the sprites, are drawn exactly where they need to be. So let us draw this rect fill first. Okay. Okay. So this pad is a bit higher than our original pad. But that should have no bearings on what we're doing, and it seems like the sprite is not drawn as far to the right as it should be. So let's go like this. This seems good. Okay, so now the only thing that's left to do is to fill in the center, the creamy center, and that is a bit of an issue. We have to do a loop here, I feel. So we're gonna go for I equals, let's go, so wait a minute, so it's 5, 6, comma, pad W minus 8. I want to, because the problem is like the path can have multiple widths and we only have like this little piece here. So what I wanted to do is I actually want to like draw the width of the pedal slice by slice. I think we have the time. If it takes too much of a time, we have to maybe draw like a very wide pedal and just draw it with one go. But I think right now the slices actually, yeah, I'm gonna do this, whatever. So this is 5 and 16 is where it starts. So let's try this. SSPR. So this is going to be 5, 16. The width is going to be 1, the height is going to be 6, and it's going to go pad X plus I. This was my plan. Let's try this. Nope. So so we're gonna start at 5, and it's not gonna be minus 8, but let's try this first. Okay, now it looks good, but we need to add like 3 pixels on the far side. So like -5. Yeah, now it seems to be working. Okay, so now we can actually remove this rect fill here. And let's see how this works if you play this. Oh no! That was, by the way, also, you see, that's still collision issues. We have to fix this maybe as well. If I drive my pad into the ball, it sometimes gets into collision issues. Okay, so now the small pedal works. That's good. I want to see the expand thing. I don't know if I already seen it. Oops. Extra life. Oh no! Oh no! Slow down. Slow down, Buster. Let's restart. I want to see the expand. Ah, there we go. Yep, looks good. Looks excellent. Quite excellent, actually. Good. Yeah, let's see. Was that all? Was it all? That wasn't that bad. That wasn't bad at all. Okay. Just having a last look at all of the things, but it seems to be working well. Yeah, again, I don't like how it expands to the side, but again, maybe that's something we're gonna take a closer look at the collision detection that we're gonna fix maybe later on. Good. Okay, so this is going to be it for this episode. Very short episode where we just included a bunch of graphics. I'm gonna show you my final graphics set one more time, so you can, if you want to like copy exactly the look of this graphic set, you can take a look at it here. And then going down, this is how Breakout Hero looks like. I'm gonna. Can I do this? Can I? Yes, I can. So this is my entire sprite sheet. And as you can see, we have a lot of space to do silly shenanigans later on. Cool, guys. So this was Breakout Hero. Well, next time around, let's think about what we're gonna do next time around. So sprites are pretty much wrapped up. So either we're gonna do the particle decorations, or we actually go into gameplay tweaks perhaps, or we actually do the better collision stuff, which I really... Okay, guys, see you next time around. Bye bye.